Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to teach children to read.
But I don't use level 2 per se, I guess. Okay, that looks like it's it for IGC. Just could not take out, again, big psychological numbers, 50-cent numbers, or 50 cents for stocks, for me anyway, under $5. They're almost like the dollar whole number breaks, psychologically tough to get through sometimes. So this one's having a bit of a comeback here. AXGT volume isn't great, but they had earnings a couple of days ago. The initial reaction was good, and then yesterday had a decent day, and now so it has a nice big gap to fill too. Potential gap to fill. AXGT. Yeah, it looks like it is. Looks like it's a longer halt. Yeah, it's a longer than 5-minute halt. But if you look at the time and sale, you look at the time and sales stacking up, 415, 44. It's halted at 356, so it's stacking up to open higher as we speak. But it's obviously going to be at least a 10-minute halt. Okay, so STM is a semi, of course. What sort of room does it have? 15, 14. This has a little bit of room. It's been showing up in the gap downs. Okay, fever trying to come back. Okay. I don't know when it's going to open, but we'll know. we'll know when it opens. The rule of thumb I always thought was around 10:30. Yesterday's I think some of them open. I think fever opened around 11. I don't think there is a hard and fast rule though. Wow, look at Beyond. I think I'm going to get rid of Pinterest from my IPO tracker. Oh, AHT continues to move down here. Probably can't get it, 18% down. Yeah, we don't know, guys. You can keep asking about when it's going to open. Chewy, just wait for it. There's no specific day or time. Yeah, Cornet Digital's KRNT is on the move here, and this is a lifetime high right here. Yeah, it's a lifetime high for this KRNT. It's an Israeli stock, okay? Uh, pivot point resistance, 3, R3. You can Google pivot points, okay? You'll find out all about S1, S2, S3, R1, R2, R3. This is the symbol, CHWY. Actually, a red bar ignored for a Beyond right there, too. That was. Well, this is a longer than normal halt, guys. Now we're over 10 minutes. Yeah, with I know it's not bingo, but I'm going to call it bingo. Okay. Yeah, still stacking up at 450, 450. Yeah, hard to get a read on this. I mean, there's a nice big bottoming tail for it. You know, sellers tried to knock it down. Buyers close it up. Just one moment, please. We are going to have a promotion later on today. I just want to see if it's live yet. I don't think it is. Not yet. So yeah, if you're looking for a better a 20% off, probably around noon Eastern. Okay, noon Eastern time. I'm going to be able to give you a promo code. Oh yeah, Interactive Brokers is perfect now with trade ideas. Oh, I see. Impossible Food struggles to keep up with demand. I see. Okay. I guess that's the news. That's why Beyond is popping here. Just a second here. Well, we don't know. I mean, it's longer than normal. We don't know. It's still just a volatility halt, so it's not a news halt. Ah, gotta pay more attention to this. I was wanting to take a look at this on this break right here, this AXGT. Yeah, let's see, 523, 531. It still has a lot of room on a percentage basis. Horribly beaten up, but kind of rebounded a little bit because of earnings a couple of days ago. AXGT. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't see any specific news on it for TNDM. I don't know what reason 44 is. No, honestly. Okay, Kerr, watch a 20 break here, guys. It could get it rolling again. I mean, it did hit 24 pre-market, 2350 pre-market. Well, there it goes. 20, so it's at 20 right now, KURA. Yeah, our new data provider puts these numbers. All I really care about is 26. Look, I mean, ZNZBF. I mean, it's not even worth looking at, to be honest. It's probably a pink sheet stock. Yeah. 26 is a volatility, and I think there's another one for news. But other than that, don't even worry about it. All right, bingo is now open, and let's see. So this was a weird halt. Usually it's a multiple of 5, not this one. And look at it go. So somebody asked, how do you play? Well, right now you're in chase mode. And just got halted again, yeah. So obviously it's a guess, you know. Is it going to keep going? Especially something that I don't understand why it was halted for so long, or the weird multiple, the way it was halted. Not a true 5-minute multiple. And this is what I'm talking about. Normally they're like, what did we get halted at 9:49? So you expected that one would open at 9:54:03, 5 minutes. Okay. If not, then 9:59:03. And this is like 10:07, not even. So I don't understand. Yeah, the original, I have 20,000 now, so you might have to change that. 20,000. I think originally when I put this out there, I might have had 50,000. So if you want to change it to 20, just go ahead and do that. Do I have the IB? Not sure I understand the question. I mean, I have an alert here, the sound alert right here. Actions, you know, set up the sound, etc. So I'm not sure I understand your question. Yeah, that's probably too much, David. Yeah, I mean, sometimes these things are just starting out, especially early on in the day. Look at this one. What are you all about? Lindblad Expeditions, travel agencies. Look at this one, rocking here, almost a lifetime high. Excuse me, a lifetime high. No, you won't hear my sound. You can't hear that sound, Trader. It's all my sound alerts. Nobody hears them in the room. It's the one I'm using actually is just trade ideas. It says trade ideas. See, trade ideas. You know, set up the sound, like the sound, trade ideas. That's all I'm using on that particular one. Yeah, I'm watching the KURA. I want to see how, I mean, it's trying to hold 20 right now. It is a little spready. It's about 14-cent spread right now. I want to see if it gets over the bid, gets them at 2020. I might take it and just see. Okay, guys, we don't know when Chewy is going to open for sure. All right. But when it opens, we'll all know. Rule of thumb is 10:30 for IPOs. Rule of thumb around 10:30, but you know, that's just a rule of thumb. Yeah. Haha. All right, bingo is now open. So that's the what we call the bad halt. We'll call it. The first halt was great. The second halt not as good. Now it looks like it's trying to. All right. So what I'm going to do is just stick an alert right here at the high there and see if it takes it out. If it doesn't, then it's probably over. Yeah, seriously, that didn't that happen before? Another successful IPO from this week here, May the 6th, the week of May the 6th, another successful IPO. Not quite the rippers that some of the other ones are, but nonetheless very successful. Good. I'm glad you liked them, Kim. The ebooks. I'll talk about the ebooks a little bit later. All right, guys. So what I'm watching right now, I'm still kind of watching the KURA, the Kura, to see if it can. It's holding 20, not badly. Kind of keeping an eye on some of the Holly alerts. Don't see anything that's really stellar yet. Some of them are in my price range, but they haven't really moved. There's a nice little red bar ignored right there for AXGT earlier. Doggone, I wish I'd seen that. Yeah, this one has just got halted. Yeah, Ampy just got halted. Let's see what it's stacking out up at. It's got to take out one. I mean, obviously huge, 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 huge potential void fill. So this could get interesting. It's not a low float though, 108. No, red bar ignored is simple. All right. It's pattern recognition. That's all it is. It's not going to tell you how to trade them. It's just pattern recognition. I mean, that's really all it's about. I mean, if you're going to like, for instance, let me just bring up the AGX or AXGT. Okay, so there it is, right? There's the red bar ignored, engulfed by the previous one. If the next candle is green and it takes out the high there, that is, do you absolutely 100% take the trade right away? Not necessarily, but now you're alerted to it. Now you can start watching. So it's pattern recognition. Well, we do and we don't. If you're a premium subscriber, RBI and GBIs, okay? Problem is you can't put enough filters on them, but you can load it if you are a premium subscriber. You can load it and just see what sort of alerts you're getting. For this one to trigger, we need 4 candles in a row. 4 candles, not just 2. That's really the only constraint. Just a moment, please. Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted. I am very sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I took that one at 117, sold some at 125 very quickly, and then on the way down. So basically flat for the trade. Why I did it? Just because of the gap. No other reason. Problem with this is big float. Keep an eye on this Lind, guys. Lind. I mean, it's very close to a lifetime high. Just a couple of pennies away, I think. 4 cents away from a lifetime high. Lind. Okay, guys, I'm all out of the fever. Great while it lasted. Starve a cold. Yeah, I was watching it right in this area here to see how, it's just kind of chopping around. But almost got $10 on it, on that sell right up here. Almost. Okay, so there is almost a, red bar ignored, almost for the fate. And when I say almost, because you see that topping tail is just above the candle there. Sometimes what I'll do, especially if there's a bottoming tail, I'll just say, okay, as long as the body of the candle, then it gets interesting too. 1819. Now there's definitely profit taking now. It's not a matter of preferring. I mean, it's if the candle is narrow on the 15, it's great, but sometimes the candle is so wide, on the 15 that it's not as great an entries where you're putting a wider stop. But if you get a narrow candle, then it's really good. So it's not a matter of, preferring. Let's put it this way: the hot the just a second here. I'm looking at this AXGT. The higher the time frame with a narrow candle is great, but its problem is you may not get it. Whew, that was a good exit I made. Oh man, on the Ampy. You see, this was an excellent one. If you look at, also keep in mind that the topping tails and the bottoming tails. I wish I'd seen this one. 2609, yeah, because take a look at this one on the green bar ignored. So another nice clue, yes, the green bar is totally engulfed by the previous red candle, but also look at that big topping tail. So what does that really mean? Remember now, at one point that candle was green all the way up there. And then the seller said, nope, and they closed it, they closed it here. So the sellers knocked it down and then the selling continued. So also big clues are bottoming tails and topping tails on the red bars and green bars ignored. You'd love to see a big topping tail. So, I mean, at one point you might say, well, yeah, but then in theory, you're supposed to put your stop here. No, I would put my stop at the body if had I seen this. So it would have been a nice tight stop. But again, just think of the psychology of what this means. Buyers tried and the seller just knocked it down and then continued the selling. Well, that's narrow, right? The body is narrow. It's not there. There's a wide body right there on the red. So the narrower the body means the tighter the stop. If you're going to put stops at the top of, again, I'm discounting the topping tail. I'm just talking too much, guys. I completely, I heard something and I missed I missed this one. The LND, LIND. I had my alert set right there and I missed it. Look at it, got to all the way 1755. I know that there is a fairly widespread, but yeah, Real was talking about this one as potential pullback or drop moving up too quickly. Okay, no more bingo. Yeah, remember at the very beginning, BJRI racing higher, gave it all up and more. Okay, guys, I'm definitely interested in this AXGT. The longer it holds here, just like the potential gap fill to 7. I'm not saying it's going to get there. Like this little bottoming tail there. Again, sellers tried to knock it down. Buyers took it up. Little uncertainty right now. We start to firm this up a little bit. I'll probably take it. Come in, guys. I'm in it. What did I get? 536. So I'm going to no, I don't know. I mean, I might, if it gets high 40s, I'll probably take some out. And yeah, fever's really giving it up now. Yeah, the pretty tight stop, about 7 cents, just underneath 30, 530. But don't let me influence you on that if you're in it. I put pretty tight stops on these things. They don't work pretty quickly. I just get out. Well, I don't just trade penny stocks. I'm in. I'm in. I'm looking. I'm looking. You know what? I'm out of everything now. Even the CrowdStrike, as you guys were saying, a lot of these IPOs are starting to give it up a little bit. But I was in Fever, FERR. I'll trade whatever I think is going to make me money. How's that? I'm all out of the CRWD. I'm all out of that now too. Well, I'm out of it now. I mean, I don't know what to say, Kim. I mean, I'm out of it now. I mean, but I was in here, 33.40. It gets all the way up here. I mean, so I'm out of it. Nothing is dangerous as long as you have a stop. I mean, you just have to have a stop. I mean, I mean, The reason I like, the cheaper ones, obviously they can give you bigger bangs for the buck in terms of percentage increases, but it's like anything else. I've got to stop in place. If I'm wrong, I'm out, and I don't mess around. No, my stop is based on how much I'm willing to risk for trade, which of course is all dependent on your account size. That's why we don't talk about share size or how much we make or all. It's irrelevant. It's all depending on your account size. So if your account size can say handle $100 risk per trade, then you base your share size on that. One moment, please. All right, sorry about that. So I've already taken some of the AXGT out. Yeah, you're right. I mean, listen, for me, I do a lot of this stuff because commissions are so cheap. Uh, yeah, sorry about that. Just dialogue in house here. Yeah, so I'm all out of this now. Okay, and you're right. This is not a trading style necessarily for somebody who's new. The only reason I do some of these things is because commissions are so cheap. So, if I get into something and I get out of it almost immediately, it's not that big a deal, even if I just sort of flat on the trade. And if I want to get back in, commissions are just not even an issue. So overall, I'm basically flat on that AXGT trade. Posting it. Yeah, guys, just kind of relax on the chewy, okay? When it opens, it opens, okay? Jeez. And again, one of the quirks about our Halts resumes is that most of the time it'll show up as a resume. So, you want this. And by the way, yeah, where's Paradox? No, you didn't tell me about the 10:30, or did he? Maybe I missed it. Okay. Just give me a second here. Just got to load some. Just have to load some links, and I'll start talking about subscriptions and the links and the scans that I share. All right. Now, first of all, if you are new to this room, welcome to the room today. This is a free room, as you probably can guess. You didn't pay to get in, and it's been a free room forever. So I open the room every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern time. That's when I start to share my screen and get live on the mic at about 9:05, and I go up to 3 o'clock today, being Friday, and up to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays. So this is what I was saying. If you are a Trade Ideas subscriber, you can, if you find that room drive, looks like a half open folder, you can click on that and you'll see the scans that I share. Click on the download, it'll get you into a Word document, and then you can take a look at all the scans that I'm sharing. You'll see some of them on my shared monitor, the monitor that I'm actually sharing with you. I do have two other monitors in which I have scans that I'm sharing, all right? Or you can go to the scans right there, that tab there has them all here also. Okay? Subscriptions. Now, I don't actually want to go over subscriptions right now because I'm expecting a promo code in maybe about another hour and 20 minutes or so, around noon Eastern time, which will get you 20% off instead of 15% off. So I'm going to hold off on talking about the promos. Okay? So really, this is just about, you want some of the scans, room drive icon, or click on scans. Now, the other thing that we've done is a lot of you want news, instant news. So again, in the subscription link, you notice here I've got something from Benzinga. And this is the offer. You can use promo code Trade Ideas right here, and you get a free trial. I think it's a 14-day trial. And then you'll get 20% off. We've got a deal now with Benzinga for Trade Ideas subscribers. All right. So this is more breaking news. We also created some ebooks for you. Swing trading, range break pullbacks, active investing. These are all free. So you can click on that, read them at your leisure. All right. All right. So here's another red bar ignored. A little bit late now. Yeah, too late now. I'd seen it earlier, maybe, but another red bar ignored. You can see what happens. There's the green candle, red candle engulfed by the previous green candle, triggers at 41.63. Okay, so you see this, I'll talk about this one Holly alert straight out of comp land. Okay. So what that's looking for are stocks with a high stock composite rating. Now remember what the composite rating is all about. It's a combination of technicals and fundamentals. So the higher that number, the theory is that these are stocks with strong technicals and fundamentals. Okay. So that's why this one, plan, triggered because it had a high, and other filters are in place, of course. But that's the theory behind it. VWAP test, there it is, 130. That's what the guys are talking about. I'd still like to see a 150 break. I mean, it might get up there, which is not bad, I suppose, if you took it right now and got up there on a percentage basis. But for me, I'd like to see it take out that 150. It's still got a lot of room. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Oh, I don't see that. We don't have the 200-day. Right there. I don't know why we don't have a 200-day value for IGC. Not sure why. Surprised it's that low. Yeah, I wonder why we don't have it. I missed this alert. Kura on KURA for Holly was actually a short 1945. A short 1945. You see right there. There's the stop at 2020. 1912 now. Yeah, maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know if it was, yeah, they regained their listing or something. You're absolutely right. Yeah, so much for the VWAP for VTR for sure. 66.49, breaking down through it. I saw Fate earlier. I think there was a one of those. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Almost a red bar ignored just because the topping tail was just a little bit above it. I don't know if it's the best, but it certainly has, compared to a lot of brokers, Eric, I think it's pretty good. I don't know if it's the actual best. Question was, is Interactive Brokers the best for short selection? I not having had all the brokerage platforms out there, but Interactive Broker seems to have enough shorts for me anyway. All right, so the market is now starting to put in a pop here after that big coming back. Well, that's what I'm saying, Iraq. That's what I'm saying, short availabilities. I'm saying that Interactive Brokers seems to have, for me anyway, enough stocks that are shortable. But I can't tell you if it's the best. All right, guys, I am actually getting more and more interested in this Lind, L-I-N-D. The longer it holds this area, this is a lifetime high now. It's just sort of basing here. You know, volume is obviously dried up, but if the volume increases again, might have an alert set right up in this area here, 1750-ish for LIND. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, certainly. It's hard to beat the commissions. It's not showing up as a halt. Maybe just not trading very much. No, it's not halted. It's just not trading. Yeah, a little disappointed in it. I thought kind of like that break there. I thought it might have a challenge up to the 7 level, but didn't do it. So if you were in any of the Holly shorts, be careful as the market is starting to move higher, unless it's a short that has actually some news associated with it. Maybe I have an alert set for it. But remember now, I mean, this stock has been horribly beaten up over the last few months, right? There's a reason for that. So yes, it had a positive reaction a couple of days ago to earnings, but in theory, for all the reasons it was beaten up, they're still in place. But that's why I was a little jumpy on it. But there is a nice bottoming tail there. I mean, the sellers tried to knock it down to 5, almost to 5, and the buyers are still kind of in control. All right, guys, listen, I've taken some of this Lind. I want to see sort of an average of a 1751. I just want to see how well it holds. I mean, I know the volume is great. I'm only telling you, you don't have to do it. But I'm just intrigued by it. Yeah, remember this one from yesterday, CETX. It is open for business. There it is, right on the halts. Halts resume. So there we go, 11:03. Okay, guys, there you go. The waiting is over. Well, it's already it's at 36, so I know you're kidding. Well, I guess if you're aggressive, you take it right at the open. But now this, okay, this is unfortunately you're gonna have to. Yeah, I'm not sure why it does this, but sometimes on these IPOs, you have to reload them. Just change the time frame and then get it back. I don't know why that happens, but doesn't happen all the time. But I've noticed a couple of the IPOs in the past that you have to do that to get our charts active. Well, let's see. I mean, this so far all the ingredients are ripe for the type of thing I like. Opens at a premium to the IPO price. So far it's holding. Don't want to see a big a sell-off. Well, I almost, I mean, I almost took it, but it's not the way I like to trade the IPOs on the first day. So we'll see if it does have any sort of a pullback. I may be out of luck. Not for everybody. Yeah, if you're a newbie, I mean, this is, it looks easy trading IPOs. It is not. At least, actually, I'd like to see 2 hours, to be honest. 2 hours, some kind of a little pullback, a base, and then put my alert at a high here, and then later on, if it takes it out, that's when I can jump in. No, it's a great spread right now. Yeah, dime, 4 cents. Yeah, great spread. 14 million. Not bad. Yeah, listen, I mean, don't do it then. We have we have 400 to 500 people in the room to begin. Have all sorts of different trading styles, so that's why we talk about all different types of stocks. Yeah, so there was the a little bit of a run here for the SPY, and now a red candle. What time is it? 11:09. So another 6 minutes for this candle to close. Well, don't look now, but this NBY is trying to put in a little volume spurt here. NBY. I said, well, no, it had the big day, two days before it sold off 3 days ago. Well, look at this one, guys. Could be interesting. I mean, it's really extended on the 15s, but it's breaking down below that whole number. You look left, 2304, and earlier this week. So earlier this week, the low was 2353, and then down to 2310. So there's a little bit of room if if you think this is going to stall, which it probably could. Too bad. How much volume am I showing? NBY? Total 1.8 million on that candle there, though. Right there, 574,000 on that 15-minute candle. So I mean that's the biggest volume of the day, candle wise, on the 15. Yeah, I mean, look, it's all traders are looking at. It hit 4. Super low. Well, not super low. It's low.